What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't been posting a lot and I've been up and down on YouTube. I do apologize, but unfortunately things like life happens and I needed to focus on paying the bills. So I have been doing all of that because unfortunately these videos don't pay for any of that. As well as then I accidentally dropped my camera and I needed to gather the funds to buy a new one. I have a new camera and I will be recording videos. I actually started a couple of weeks ago and then I started sweating my ass off in here because it gets to about 42 degrees Celsius. I thought if I bought an aircon it would help, but unfortunately the aircon doesn't help at all. It only reduces it to about 34 degrees Celsius, and that's because I have a steel roof above me with direct sunlight and no trees around it at all. So the next step will be to install some insulation and a ceiling, but that will only be happening over the next couple of weeks. As for right now, I do want to start today's video, so I hope you guys stick around. Alright guys, so I actually found the engine covers that go on this side of the motor. They are right over here. They are a little bit scratched up and that's because they are second hand, but that's okay because I do want to paint or powder coat these parts. I'm still not quite sure which I will be doing, but as for right now I do want to remove all of the accessories on the engine covers and get them ready for sandblasting, so let's get straight into it. Alright guys, it's actually been a couple of weeks since I powder coated these parts and I haven't even prepared them to be installed yet. I also bought some new gaskets. Usually I make the gaskets, but it does take 2 to 3 hours to make one perfect gasket, so I just decided to buy new ones instead. Before we install any of these engine covers, I do want to go ahead and remove the headers and then give them a nice clean and remove all of the rust. A lot of you guys have been asking me to do that on previous builds, and I have been neglecting that, so I do apologize, but I will be doing it from now on. And then I also want to give the engine a nice degrease so that I have a clean workspace to work with. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so I finished removing the rust off of the headers and then I went ahead and polished it. It looks really great. If you guys want to know what I did to make it shine like this, all I did is I put a little bit of oil on it. Think of it as WD-40, and this will prevent the headers from rusting while we finish working on the bike. As well as then I went ahead and degreased the whole front part of the engine. Before I continue degreasing the rest of the engine, I want to install the engine covers so that it's just a lot easier. I think the plastic is just in the way and it's going to get a lot messy, and I don't want any of the degreaser to go inside of the engine. So without further ado, let's get to work. Alright guys, so I got all the engine covers installed, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks really good with these engine covers powder coated as well as the brush bolts. It just makes everything pop. If you guys want to know what type of color I used for these engine covers, it's called saddlewood. I would definitely recommend it if you guys have a silver engine. I'm not sure how it would look on the black. You guys can go ahead and test it, and then you can tag me in the post on Instagram. I know I haven't installed the water pump or the sprocket cover yet, and that's because I still want to degrease this engine, and that's exactly what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. After that, I want to install the sprocket cover and the water pump, and then I also want to install the headers that we buffed out. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so I finished installing the water pump as well as the headers. I know I haven't installed the sprocket cover yet, and that's because I need to install the radiator first to do that, which will be happening in the next video. I also want to give the bike a full service and make sure that the engine is running perfectly normal and healthy. But as for right now, I do want to wrap up this video, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment. You can also consider subscribing if you have not yet, if you want to follow along this build process or any of future builds. As well as you can also follow me on Instagram at Garreth_Collins. I want to give a huge thank you to all of my existing Patreons. Thank you for all of your support. I really do appreciate it. But you will be seeing me in the next video, so until then, peace out.